The Global Leadership Summit was hosted in South Africa, and I believe it happens like every 3 years. And I, Rel, Jash, and Courtney, three other admin students, got to attend this conference.
It was an international leadership summit. There were colleges from nations all over the world represented. We were the only community college, Edmonds Community College. We spent a week at the conference. We saw lots of speakers from all over the world, and I presented at the conference. I spoke on Indigenous rights in the Pacific Northwest and the treaties that were broken, and reconciliation from the community college through our Service Learning Center.
Edmonds Community College was in conjunction with the UFS, which was a university in Bloemfontein, South Africa, and we got to stay at a dorm on campus in the South African University.
And the conference was held to talk about what social justice looked to each of us and to others in our community, and to really dissect what social justice meant and what social inclusion meant, and also discussing issues within our own communities and how we can come together and talk about social change.
It was great because I was made aware of different social issues I was not aware of before I left. I was made aware of things that I'm not doing correctly in order to help address the social issues.
I feel like the conference definitely showed me perspectives and ways of thinking that I hadn't really thought of before. It definitely gave me the opportunity to see things from outside of my perspective, and I definitely did some growing, and I learned how to communicate with people when we don't disagree in a more constructive way, to where people don't feel attacked and people feel comfortable continuing a conversation with you even if you don't agree on everything.
Just really blown away by our youth and our generation in general, and how brilliant it is for to see young adults come together and talk about really difficult issues, and still have so much hope and love within their hearts to like bring on change.
I mean, honestly, it's totally changed me. It sounds a bit weird to say it, but it did. Honestly, once I came back, I applied for a job at the Center for Student Cultural Diversity and Inclusion. It was the only job I applied to because I wanted to work somewhere where there's something that I can stand for.
In a lot of ways, I'm still discovering more about the trip that impacted me. Like some mornings I'll wake up and I'll just reminisce over the trip and make connections from things that I learn and apply them to my daily life and to issues that are happening in the US now.
I definitely speak my mind a lot more when I see something that's not right. That's something that I got from the leadership and just the South African culture and people, how they are. They're not afraid to speak their mind.
Like for me, I don't come from a social and economic background to have funded a trip like this for myself, and so Edmonds Community College really gave me the opportunity to do this, and it's really changed myself and changed what I want to do with my education. And I just think that we need more opportunities for students like me and for other students as well.
We need this conference. This conference is so important. I wish there were more opportunities like this out there for students to see the world for what it is and different ways of living. And I just learned so much about how the world works in different contexts, different lifestyles that people lead. And it really opened my eyes, and it was a really humbling experience for me. It definitely made me more culturally aware and want to reach out to people who I didn't necessarily reach out to or wouldn't have even talked to before.
I hope this program continues every 3 years and helps other future students experience what I experienced.